I'm back again, race fans. It's Randy Orton, fan 2011, here to bring you round 24 of 36 in season 3 of the PORWC Pepsi Cup series. We are here at Montreal. That's right, Montreal International Speedway for the Rona Home Improvement 500. Joining me here in the broadcast booth is one of my good friends. He's the driver of the 98, and that is Michael Norman. How are you doing?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic, Kevin. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good myself. All right, so Mike, give me your situation on this. There are 3 races left to go in the regular season, so now the question is, how will these drivers have to fare over the course of the rest of the regular season? And plus, with this race, then Atlanta, and then Hogzilla, where the points will be doubled. What do you think? Do you think these guys will have to be a little more aggressive now, or do you think they have to play it safe and try and stay in contention?
Well, the way I see it is, for those that are in the top 10, they'll want to play it safe, but they'll still want to go for the win, but they'll play it safe because they know they'll be in the top 10. But for those wild card and just outside the top 10, those guys will be fighting for their lives to make it into the top 10, or the wild cards to make it into the top 10 so that their wild card positions would count towards the points and helping them improve their positions. So I can see cars, like the people outside the top 10, driving more aggressive than the cars inside the top 10.
All right, well, we're just about ready to get racing, but first let's take a look at the starting lineup. That was your starting lineup. Looks like someone else has joined us in the broadcast booth. It's Charlie747. It's Charles Jackson. How are you doing?
Good, good, good.
All right, so all these cars are ready to get fired up, and we got quite a lot of storylines here, of course, with Ryan Richards already securing his spot in the top 10. Anthony McCurry also recently clinching a wild card spot, at least a wild card spot. He's already made his way into the playoffs, and with all the other drivers trying to stay aggressive and hopefully get themselves in the top 10, or at least stay in the top 10 in points. We'll see how everything transpires over the course of this race. Now let's get these engines fired up and get this race started. Here we go, engines have been fired up. We're set for 24 laps here at Montreal.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to see how, this is a pretty fast track right here, 2.25 miles. Going to be a really interesting race. This is the last stop in our Canadian tour, by the way, so
This is an interesting track. I do like this track. It's very, very unique.
very unique. Got quite a lot of banking, but I would say it's pretty narrow from my point of view, because not a lot of lanes where you can pass a lot. But as the pace girl hit pit road, 180,000 plus here in Montreal are ready to go racing.
Yeah.
Here we go. Green flag is out.
It's Joe.
We'll see what happens over the back of the pack, because this is where all the action starts, and we're already wrecking.
yeah.
Here we go.
Big
Here we
wreck.
go.
Oh.
Yellow flag is out. Cars are flipping over.
Oh,
We saw another
flip.
car
Holy
flip
crap.
over.
Oh, man.
Man, we got a couple cars on. More cars are around. More cars are around on turn 2. More
Oh,
cars are around
crap.
on turn 2. Wow, that
Oh,
didn't
Oh,
take
this
long.
This is disastrous, man. A lot of these cars.
Insane.
Huge amount of cars involved in
Barrels.
this. Huge amount of cars involved in all this carnage. Unbelievable.
You're doing a lot of barrel rolls. Oh, yeah.
Barrels.
Everybody's flipping over. Yellow flag is out. Alex Jones will beat the field to the line. Seth Cole second, Anthony McCurry third, Dylan Young fourth, Charles Jackson rounds to the top 5. Huge amount of cars involved in all these incidents. Liam Ervig's in it. Red Bell got a piece of it. I believe a couple other cars. James Silverfox was in it as well. And
How much of the top 10? How much of those in the top 10 in points?
Oh
Okay.
man, I don't know. There were quite a lot of cars, but Barney Ward, he was in the wild card hunt. We saw him around, and that is
man.
very costly for that 56 team. I don't know how many cars are going to be left after this race. Looks like a bunch of cars might have DNF'd or gone to the garage. So we're going to have quite a diminished field. There's Sean Henley. He's 5th in the points. Coming off the win at Toronto. Well, this is not going to be good for Sean Henley. You think other cars might have gotten involved. Michael Norman also in the top 10 in points. Wow, there's a lot of guys. A lot of notable competitors got involved in all those incidents. We're going to have to take a good look at all of those incidents as we'll put us under the yellow flag for the first time in this race. Here's what brings up yellow flag number 1 in this race. Right away, they were already starting to bunch up right around here. A couple cars actually went on the apron. They got loose, got into the apron, spun the tires. And then right around here, Jacob Lawler is going to make some contact with Joseph Lombard and Stephen Whitman, our special competition winner. And I believe something else happens in front of these guys. Let's see. There was some contact made between Randy Carpenter and Liam Ervig.
Oh man.
And someone's going to come below these guys. I believe Sean Galligan is going to be one of those. Is going to be one that's going to come down. He's going to come right in front of Jake Cole. Now something happens right in the top 10 part of the pack. I believe it happens around the James McLeod area. Let's take a look from our bird's eye view camera. Oh, again, couple cars hitting the apron, and Sean Henley actually gets forced down in the apron, and he takes out his teammate. Makes contact with his teammate. Let's take a look. There was something happened around here. Cars actually hitting the apron. Wolfgang Mason actually hit the apron, and then he goes right in front of James McLeod into our points leader, Ryan Richards. Callum Wales also going to get in the middle of that. And Barney Ward right there, he's going to get clipped, as well as Kyle Sosnowski.
Not good. Not good.
Huge amount of cars getting involved in all these incidents. Oh, and there's going to be more cars. There's Red Bell. Red Bell gets right into James McLeod, and James McLeod just...
Man.
That is just a hard hit right there.
Man, and I thought Hogzilla was going to be the wild card out of all this for those chasers.
Yeah.
Plenty of cars taking major damage, especially some in the top 10 and in the wild card hunt. This is the race back to the start-finish line. It would be Alex Jones at BC Field to the line, Seth Cole second, Anthony McCurry third, Dylan Young fourth, and Charles Jackson rounds to the top 5. Well, it didn't take long for something like that to happen.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Well, we're under the yellow flag for the first time this race. Now let's get you back to green flag racing. We're back, Pesos giving us the one to go. Here comes the top 10 rundown. Alex Jones is the leader, Seth Cole is in second, Anthony McCurry third, Dylan Young fourth, and Charles Jackson rounds to the top 5. Tony Blazers is in sixth, Lyndon Wright in seventh, Dylan Poteet eighth, Trent Dunham in ninth, and James Qualls runs to the top 10. There's Liam Ervig. He is a lap down. 4 cars to DNF from the race. James Silverfox, Red Bell, Jake Cole, and points leader Ryan Richards.
Oh man.
At this point, Ryan Richards is happy that he's already clinched his spot in the top 10 in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not the kind of momentum Ryan Richards wanted to see heading into Atlanta. So as we get set for the restart on lap 6, again we'll see if Liam Ervig here, who was a lap down car, might play a factor in this, as we'll get the green flag on lap 6. And the green flag back in the air for the restart. And Dylan Young trying to thread the needle between Liam Ervig, the lap down car. He's going to make it through. But now Trent Dunham's going to get stuck behind Liam Ervig. Couple cars hitting the apron again. And all these cars hitting the apron. And, man, we had heavy contact right around the back. Sean Henley's really really falling towards the back of the pack here. And, again, we got a lot of cars, a lot of action around here. Alex Jones trying to... Yep. Oh, shit. Dylan Poteet's around.
Oh, no,
Defending champs around.
Poteet.
Oh.
Shit. Oh, shit. There might have been more cars. Kyle Sosnowski,
no.
Wolfgang Mason, and Pichu London. Yellow flag is out again.
That's crazy.
Raining
Whoa,
series
we had more. There was more. There's more. Right? There's more coming to the line.
What's going on?
Ryan Cooper, William Duncan, Ricky Hawk, And William
Who?
Duncan, 10th in the points. Well, that's not going to be good for him.
10 points, man.
We're not going to have... This race won't last long, I'll tell you that. Yellow
Oh,
flag is out
man.
again. Dylan
It's
Pote,
not
Kyle Sosnowski trying to get himself into the top 20 in points. Well, won't help him out.
Not
Dylan
at all.
Pote trying to stay in that top 10 in points. He does have 2 wins. He's in good spot for a wild card spot, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to be in that wild card hunt. I'll tell you that. With those 2 wins so far in this series. Yellow flag is out for the 2nd time in this race.
Yeah, boy.
I'll tell you, and we still got plenty of ways to go. It ain't over till it's over. Let's take a look. We'll put us under yellow flag number 2. Stay tuned. Here's what brings out yellow flag number 2 in the race. Looks like Dylan Pote actually gets really loose, gets on the apron ever so slightly, comes back up the racetrack, makes contact with Tony Blazer, and look at James Qualls almost getting into his Kentucky buddy, and Dylan Pote hard into the outside wall, but that's not going to be the end of it. All these other cars trying to avoid it. I believe a couple other cars. Oh wait, something happens behind these guys. Look at these guys. 4 wide through turns 3 and 4.
Wow.
4 wide through turns 3 and 4. And oh, there's the first bit of contact. Kyle Sosnowski is going to make the first bit of contact with Dylan Pote, Pete London, and Wolfgang Mason. Nowhere to go. Now something happened right around here. Something happened around this area. Let's take a look. Take a look. Oh wait, he actually had a couple cars hitting the apron there. I don't know. The apron's really... Oh no, we're seeing a lot of apron racing going on. There's Ryan Cooper. They're getting all the way down towards the apron. Ricky Hawk. Whoa, I'm going too far. Going too far. Ricky Hawk actually made a huge amount of contact with the one of Ryan Cooper. There's the contact right there. And William Duncan nowhere to go on that deal. And all these cars, look at all these cars trying to slow down as fast as they can to avoid those 3 cars.
And did a great job, so I'm gonna miss that.
All those cars able to avoid the spinning 3 cars, but for William Duncan, he's going to take a hard hit in the points. He's only 2 points ahead of Dylan Young, who's 11th in the points. Well, this is not going to be good momentum for William Duncan heading into Atlanta.
Not at all. He's gonna have to work hard.
So we're under the yellow flag for the 2nd time in this race. Alex Jones still your leader. Now let's get you back to green flag racing. We're back, Pacers. Giving us the one to go once again. Here comes in our top 10 rundown. Alex Jones is your leader. Seth Cole 2nd. Anthony McCurry 3rd. Dylan Young 4th. Lyndon Wright rounds to the top 5. Charles Jackson in 6th. Tony Blazer 7th. Danny Wells 8th. James Coles in 9th. And Ben Paul rounds to the top 10. Bunch of more cars, 4 more cars of DNF from the race. Dylan Pote, Kyle Sosnowski, William Duncan, and Pichu London.
Oh boy.
Well, Dylan Pote, he's not going to be happy. William Duncan might be the biggest loser out of that one. He's going to take a hard hit in the points, I'll tell you that. So the pace car will hit pit road once again. Hopefully we'll get a couple of some green flag laps here. Well, maybe. As the green flag is back out in the air for the restart on lap 11.
Here we go.
Again, pay attention to the back of the pack because this is where a lot of action is happening.
A lot of it.
A lot of action happens right around the back of the pack, and that lap down car, Liam Ervig, really playing a factor in determining the outcome of this race. Oh, contact made, and they're in the wall. Ben Paul's in the wall, and more. More cars are in it. Coming off of turn 2. Yellow flag is out again.
Man, this track is infamous for cautions.
And more cars getting involved in all these incidents. As they come to the stripe, yellow flag is out for the 3rd time in this race. Alex Jones will beat the field to the line. Dylan Young 2nd. And still Young 2nd. Oh shit, still contact made. And oh shit, oh wait, nope. They saved it. They're just able to save it, but there was a lot of contact coming to the line. I don't know what the hell that was for, but we're going to have to wait and see what that was about. A couple more cars getting involved in these incidents. I don't know how many cars are going to be left after this race, but look at that. Liam Ervig, 3rd in the points, up in smoke. He's done for the day. Yellow flag is out for the 3rd time this race. Alex Jones will lead at this lap, so he will lead at the halfway point. As we're under the yellow flag for the 3rd time this race, let's take a look what put us under yellow flag number 3. Stay tuned. Here's what brings up yellow flag number 3 in the race, and it looks like the lap down car of Liam Ervig was part of that incident that held up Ben Paul, forced Ben Paul all the way down to the apron. Look at Ryan Cooper trying to squeeze in between. There's going to be a huge amount of contact, and there they go.
Oh, man, just...
And all,
Can't squeeze somebody, man. Can't squeeze because especially if they got nowhere to go.
and all these cars right at the tail end of the field, they're just gonna get all of it involved. Jake, I believe that's John Waycross getting a piece of it, Joseph Lombard, and there's Liam Ervig hard into the outside wall. All these cars right at the back of the pack. Again, all that action happening towards mid-pack and the back of the pack. That time that happened right around the front. And again, all because of the lap down car, Liam Ervig. One of our broadcasters has left the booth to do some work, as now there was a bit of contact. Saw Danny Wells was on the apron, and there was a lot of contact between Seth Cole, Charles Jackson, and Danny Wells. I don't know what the hell that was about.
I don't know.
Oh well.
Probably just arguing over space.
Well, we're under the yellow flag for the third time this race. Hopefully we'll get some green flag laps over the course of the rest of this race. Now let's get you back to green flag racing. We're back. PS is giving us the one to go. Again, Alex Jones is the leader. Dylan Young second. Danny Wells third. Seth Cole fourth. Charles Jackson rounds to the top five. Anthony McCurry sixth. Tony Blazer in seventh. Lyndon Wright in eighth. Jacob Lawler ninth. And Cody Lamas rounds to the top 10. Two more cards of DNF from the race. Liam Ervig and Sean Galligan. John Waycross is being shown a lap down. We will take the restart with 9 laps to go, and we'll see if we can get some green flag runs here. Pace cars hit pit road once again. And here we go, back to the restart on lap 16. And again,
See if these guys can make it a lap.
And again, cars running side by side, but you got to be careful. You got to pick your line, but then you don't want to be forced below that. Don't want to be forced below the apron, because that could be dangerous. Oh, car's getting loose off of turn 2. Believe that was Austin Ogo that got loose off of turn 2. Able to save his car though.
I'm interested in seeing where the guys in the top 10 in points currently run.
Well, I'm trying to get everything as well. James McLeod, he's running back in 24th. He's also in the top 10 in points. There's Dylan Young. He's 11th in points. He's running second. I think, hold on. Oh, cars are around. It's the big one. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, man.
It was only a matter of time before something like that was going to happen. Huge amount of cars. The big one strikes. Michael Norman,
man.
James McLeod, both in the top 10 in points. And Sean Henley, heavy damage. 3 guys in the top 10 in points, done just like that.
Man, and Michael Norman was just trying to salvage what he could. So was Sean Henley.
Racing back to the line, Alex Jones beats the field to the line again. Tony Blazer now moves up to second. Dylan Young in third. Charles Jackson up to fourth. Seth Cole falls back to fifth. 3 cars just like that out of the race. 3 cars with heavy damage. Richard Johnson also got a piece of it. Sam Young was in it. Callum Wells got a piece of it. John Waycross, Zohar Manu, huge amount of cars. Unbelievable. It was only a matter of time before something like that was going to happen, and it strikes.
It's unpredictable at these kind of tracks.
Well, we'll have about less than 5 laps to go at the restart, the next restart, as we're under the yellow flag for the 4th time in this race. Let's take you to the replay. We'll put us under yellow flag number 4. This brings it yellow flag number 4 in the race, and it looks like Emilio Navarrete is trying to get on the apron, trying to make the pass on Jacob Lawler. He gets loose off of turn 4, and they go through the grass, and then disaster. 4 cars getting involved in that. Danny Wells, Cody Lamas, Eric Burton all getting pieces of that. Michael Norman nowhere to go. Ty Naughton going to get a piece of it. Trent Dunham's going to get into it. Barney Ward, Sean Henley, Sam Young, Joseph Lombard, and then everyone's just piling in. Can't slow down fast enough. All these cars. Huge wreck. The big one strikes.
Just nowhere for these drivers to go.
Just a lot of confusion. And again, Emilio Navarrete. Another DNF for Emilio Navarrete. Well, he's just having a disappointing season after the disqualification at Toronto. He's just been having quite a very uneventful season as Alex Jones again beats the field to the line. So we're going to be inside 5 laps to go at the rest of this race, and we'll see if we can finish this race under green, but we'll have to wait and see.
One quick note. there's only one driver in this entire field that's living this race, and that is Alex Jones right now.
That's Alex Jones. He's having quite a good time so far. If he can pick up a win, that might be enough for him to get himself make himself of relevance in the wild card hunt. Considering what has happened to Sean Galligan finishing back in the bottom 10. So Alex Jones, if he can pull off with the win here, that could get himself a lot of momentum heading into Atlanta. We'll see how many laps we get left over the course of the rest of this race as we're under yellow flag number 4. Now let's get you back to green flag racing. We're back. PSO is giving us the one to go once again. We're set to go for 3 more laps for the final restart. Alex Jones is your leader. Tony Blazer second. Dylan Young third. Charles Jackson fourth. And Seth Cole rounds at the top 5. Anthony McCurry's in 6th. Lyndon Wright in 7th. Jacob Lawler in 8th. James Cole's 9th. Trent Dunham rounds at the top 10. We are down to 17 cars. I am dead serious. Look at the long list of DNFs we just had. Look at that. Look at that. 16 more cars have DNF from this race. Well, here we go. Back to the restart. 3 laps to go. This is it. This is it. We're down to 17 cars. Hopefully with the diminished field, we will be able to get all the way to green. Finish this race under the green flag. Again, cars are going to be off the pace here, but with 3 laps to go, it's only going to be a matter of time before something is going to happen again. And we got a couple cars off the pace again.
Those cars may or may not come into play here at the end of this race.
We'll have to wait and see. Of course, they could all those cars that could be in the back could bring out the yellow flag and end the race just like that in a heartbeat. Here we go. Got a battle here. Dylan Young trying to go low. Dylan Young trying to go low, trying to pass Tony Blazer for second. He can't find the room there. Still clean for 1 lap. Alex Jones still in control, but Tony Blazer looking for a line, trying to get within range. Jacob Lawler, don't count him out either. He's trying to get himself back in the top 10 in points. Again, Tony Blazer stuck behind the back bumper of Alex Jones, but here he goes. Tony Blazer to the inside. Can he come up with the lead? Alex Jones staying on ground. As the white flag is out, we will finish this race under the green. So we do finish this race under the green. And Tony Blazer now with the inside advantage. Can he pull off to the lead? Again, 3 wide towards the bat. 3 wide right behind them. Ooh, look out, look out. Couple cars getting loose. And this is just hectic, full up battle action right from the start all the way to the finish. Here comes Dylan Young to the inside. Can he come up with the win? Dylan Young with a lot of momentum heading to the stripe. Who is it going to be? It is going to be Tony Blazer taking home his 2nd career win in the Pepsi Cup Series.
Wow, what a finish.
Very close finish, 5/100ths of a second. Well, now we can count Tony Blazer in the wild card hunt.
Oh yes, definitely. After what happened today, most likely.
Alex Jones came up so close, and he got passed very late in the race. He'll have to sell for 3rd. Dylan Young almost came away with the win there, but he'll have to sell for 2nd. Well, for Tony Blazer, that is a huge victory for Tony Blazer. Now he might be very relevant in the wild card hunt.
Oh yes, a lot of things can happen in a race, and that just proved it tonight.
Yeah, right at the last lap, Tony Blazer had the run, and then Dylan Young almost had it again. Dylan Young, for the 2nd consecutive year, will finish 2nd at Montreal. So Dylan Young will be able to get back in the top 10 in points, as well as Seth Cole, who ends up in 6th position. Anthony McCurry will most likely solidify his solidify his top 10 position as he ends up 5th. Jacob Lawler might be able to get back in the hunt here as he ends up 4th. So we're done here in Montreal. Had a great race here, and we were able to finish the race under green. Now we take you to your official race results. Let's look at your official race results. Congratulations to Tony Blazer, his 1st win of the season in the Pepsi Cup Series and his 2nd career Pepsi Cup Series victory. 5/100ths of a second. That was pretty close right there. Dylan Young made it side by side, but Tony Blazer had just had enough speed to pull off for the victory. Dylan Young 2nd. Alex Jones will end up 3rd. They round out the podium. Jacob Lawler, Anthony McCurry finish off the rest of the top 5. 6th through 10th are Seth Cole, Charles Jackson, Lyndon Wright, James Qualls, and Trent Dunham. 7 more cars finished the race: Eric Burton, Barney Ward, Wolfgang Mason, Sean Henley, Ryan Cooper, Danny Wells, and Stephen Whitman. And look at this long-ass list of DNFs here. 25 cars. Unbelievable. All these cars: Joseph Lombard, Ben Paul, Randy Carpenter, Callum Wales, James McLeod, Michael Norman, Emilio Navarrete, Cody Lamas, Richard Johnson, Austin Ogo, Ty Naughton, Sam Young, Zora Manood, Ricky Hawk, John Waycross, Sean Galligan, Liam Irvig, Peter London, William Duncan, Kyle Sosnowski, Dylan Poteet, Ryan Richards, Jake Cole, Red Bell, and James Silverfox. Quite a lot of wrecks happening here at Montreal, but we're done with the Canadian Tour, and at least we finished the race under the green flag.
Yeah, after all these cautions, what was it? I think it was a record number of cautions
We
tonight.
had 4 cautions. 4 cautions. We only had our green flag runs right at the end.
Yep.
But a big win for Tony Blazer. That might just be enough to get him in the wild card hunt now. So, with all those wins and with other drivers now, with Dylan Young and Seth Cole most likely getting themselves into the top 10 in points, that might also change the wild card hunt, the wild card picture, and we'll have to wait and see how that looks like in the points. Well, Mike, I hope you enjoyed this race as much as I did, and it was quite a battle right up to the end.
Yep. Just great battle. Congratulations to the winner, and see if he can make it into the playoffs and see if he can battle his way up to a championship.
We got 2 more races left after this: Atlanta and Hogzilla. And of course, in Hogzilla, the points will be doubled, so it's going to be very hectic action, and we'll see a lot of action going on throughout the rest of the regular season, and determine who will make the playoffs. All right, guys. Well, that's it. That's it. Our Canadian Tour. We are done in Canada. We are heading back to Atlanta next race weekend for both the Nationwide and the Cup Series. So make sure you stay tuned to that. All right, guys. That's it. This is Randy Orton, Fan 2011, signing off. Remember, subscribe to me and become a member of the gang. This race has been brought to you by Pepsi Next. Crisp, refreshing, amazing Pepsi Next. I'm out.